Welcome everyone. Welcome to your Reformer Masterclass. My name is Emily and today we're going to be looking at programming on the fly for beginners. So in terms of how today will run, and I always let my beginners know this, I empower you to do what you need for yourself and your body because we are all different. I will give you spring ranges, you pick what is most appropriate for you and you take whatever choice you want to take today. If anyone's prenatal, please give me a heads up. And while people are typing in the chat, in case there's anything that they need to let me know, in terms of how today's kind of theme came about, I had a reformer class I was teaching this morning, and I had an idea of what I wanted to do with some of my regulars, and then realized that there'd been some cancellations and a whole heap of new people that I hadn't met before coming in. Wasn't quite sure where people would be at in terms of experience with reformer, wasn't sure what was going on with people's bodies, knew that there were a lot of people who were beginners to this gym. So I thought, all right, I'm going to scrap what I had. Let's just do it on the fly. I'm going to talk you through kind of how I went about it. So if you're ready to go, my dears, let's set ourselves up. We're going to go 1 to 2 springs on the reformer because one of the things we'll be doing in our warm-up is our long stretch series. But before we get stuck into that, let's go into a cat stretch. So kneeling on the carriage, hands on the foot bar, feet against the shoulder pads, round the back of your t-shirt up towards the ceiling, look back at your belly button, find your C curve, and then drop the front of your t-shirt down towards the springs, look up to the ceiling. Round the back of your t-shirt, look down towards your belly button, and then drop the front of your t-shirt to the springs, look up to the sky. And keep going between your C curve and your J curve. If there's any other kind of like little wiggle movements you like to do here, please take the time. And as I let people kind of settle in here, and I'm just checking if anyone's got anything they want to let me know about their bodies, I'm having a bit of a think about, okay, what can we do? What are some basics that I know I can provide heat for and scale up if there are people who are a bit more experienced? And how can I get them to encounter those shapes already? So I know I want to do some long stretch series that clusters really well with knee stretches. So let's get people accustomed with those shapes, going into a C curve and then into a J curve. And after we've been here for a little bit, I've gotten to have a chat with people. We'll go into thread the needle. So one hand comes up towards the ceiling, fingertips reach into the roof, and then you dive that arm underneath your other sleeve, reaching for the far wall. Open up to the ceiling, dive underneath your other arm, reach for the far wall. Keep going, making that twist as big as you'd like to. Looking past your fingertips towards the roof as you open up, and then looking towards the far wall as you go under. Lovely. Let's go for 2 more here. And then after you've done your second one, we're going to go into the other arm because it's starting to feel left out. So when you're ready, pop the hand down, swap to the other side. See how big you can make your t-shirt as you open your arm to the ceiling. And then when you dive underneath the other arm towards the far wall, maybe your ear comes a little bit closer towards the springs. Maybe you're imagining that the reformer's trying to tell you a secret and you really want to listen. Must be a good secret. Everyone's getting very low. Let's go for 1 more. Beautiful job. And then we're going to change it up a bit. I have an idea of where I'm thinking we could go in some like side planks later on with the legs. And I want to introduce people to those shapes now. So let's find some fire hydrants. Sweep one knee up towards the ceiling and then bring it back onto the carriage. Other knee is going to sweep up towards the ceiling and then back onto the carriage, alternating from side to side. And you can let your arms do whatever you want to find more height. So if you like to let them bend, you can let them bend. If you want to try and keep them straight the whole time, you can let them be straight. I don't mind. I'm just looking for some height in that knee as we start getting into it. This is about the time when we have a chat about how it's funny that it's called fire hydrants, and why would you want to kind of have the visual of a dog peeing on a fire hydrant? But hey, sometimes there's just weird names. Let's go for one more on either side. And then pick a leg, whichever one you like. Reach the toes out behind you towards the edge of the reformer. Rainbow your leg up and over to the other side of the reformer. And then bring it back to where it started. Rainbowing our leg from one side to the other. If you want to follow it with your gaze, you can, looking over one shoulder and then looking over the other, or you can keep looking straight ahead. I don't mind, but maybe you start finding a little bit more height with that leg. Maybe you rainbow a little bit closer to the ceiling. Yeah. Let's go for another 2. Another 1. And then let's swap to the other leg. So when you're ready, other leg reaches out to the side of the reformer, rainbow it up and over to the other side. And the higher you lift your leg towards the ceiling, the more heat or spice you might discover. So if you want to start raising the heat, raise your leg. Let's go for another 2. Another 1. And then coming back, feet on the shoulder pads. We're going to do long stretch with our feet against the shoulder pads. If you prefer to do it the traditional way with your feet on the headrest, please feel free. We're going to bring our waistband forward, so there's a diagonal line through our t-shirt and pants. Hold that shape. Press the foot bar away towards the pulleys. Bring the carriage back into the stop bar. Press the foot bar away, carriage towards the pulleys, then bring it back into the stop bar. And see how you feel in these first few reps. So the heavier the spring we go, the tougher it'll be to press out, but you get more kind of support to come back in. Whereas the lighter you go, the easier it'll be to press out, but it'll be a little bit harder to bring yourself back in. So feel free to make any adjustments here. If you want to lift your knees and go onto the balls of your feet, you're more than welcome to. Lovely. As you press the carriage away, can you keep that diagonal line through your t-shirt and legs? There we go. Let's go for 1 more. And then bring your carriage in. Very nice. We'll go into down stretch. So bring your waistband towards the foot bar, look up towards the ceiling. Press the carriage to the pulleys. Bring the carriage back towards the stopper. Carriage out towards the pulleys and then back into the stopper. And play around with having your thumbs either wrapped like you're holding bicycle handles, or maybe you might like to have them on the same side as your fingers. Can you keep looking up towards the ceiling, bringing your waistband closer towards that foot bar? Maybe starting to feel some sensation as the back abs start to wake up. And that's okay. We like back abs. Especially if I've got a client in who's expressed that they've got ongoing back pain. I like to let them know that a bit of sensation there is okay and expected, but they can control how deep they go. Let's go for 1 more. And then bring the carriage all the way back in. Well done. All right, we're going to shift up the focus a little bit now in the warm-up. We're going to go to legs. So let's do knee stretches. So press the carriage away like you're going into long stretch. Then arch your t-shirt. Keep your bum sticking out as you bring the carriage underneath your t-shirt, then bring the carriage to the pulleys. Carriage under t-shirt, carriage to pulleys. That's it. And see if you can keep the rest of your shirt still rounding the back of it up towards the ceiling. Find an angry cat position. Yeah, that's it. like it's just spotted a dog. Can you go 100 times faster? Oh, thank you. Lovely. Good work. Let's go for another 10 seconds in this position. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay out there. Now drop the front of your t-shirt down towards the floor. Look up at the ceiling for arched back. Press the carriage in and out. That's it. Keep your bum sticking out behind you towards the wall. Arms along. Good job. Keep going. Eve Lou, can you keep your head away from the foot bar the whole time, pressing the carriage out? Now just use your legs to bring the carriage in and out. So keep your bum poking back at the wall. That's it. There we go. Good job. Maybe you get your arms a little bit straighter, like I stole your elbows. I'll give them to my elbow dealer. Alrighty. Let's go a little bit quicker for the last 8 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Bring the carriage in. All right, we're going to revisit that soon. I'm going to bring you back to it and we'll add on. But let's move on somewhere else for now. So we're going to come and stand next to our reformer facing towards the carriage. I had initially wanted to do some standing on the reformer work with my clients, but I was like, you know what? There's a whole heap of beginners here who haven't done much on the reformer floor. Let's stay on the ground. We've still got 1 to 2 springs. The more weight you put on, the harder it'll be to press the carriage out. Have one foot next to your foot bar, pop the other one up against the shoulder post. You've got the foot bar there for balance. As you keep your legs straight, press the carriage towards the pulleys and then bring the carriage back to the stopper. Press your carriage towards the pulleys, bring it back to the stopper. And feel free to rearrange that bottom grounded leg where you need. If you want to bring it closer towards the edge of the reformer for a bit more range, you can. Now you all look quite comfortable there. If you want to start bringing some arm work into it, we can go into our side splits with hands reaching to either wall as you press the carriage out, and then bringing the carriage back in, hands to pants. Press the carriage out, reach out to the walls, bring the carriage back in, hands to pants. Keep going. Look, Mum, I'm a star. Yes, you all are, my dears. Good work. And you pick how far out towards the pulleys you go today. Oh, nice. As you go, can you imagine you're a piece of bread in a toaster? Can you try and stay up tall so you don't get burnt? Oh, you've all pretended to be bread before. Good. Excellent. Let's go for another 3. Another 2. Last one. And now this time when you bring the carriage in, we're going to keep our waistband near the foot bar. You're going to squat down, press the carriage away, then bring the carriage in. Squat down, press the carriage away, bring the carriage in. You may like to reach your arms forward in front of you as you squat down to act as a bit of a counterweight. There we go. And as you go, imagine you're trying to sit on a small chair. How low can you go to get your bum on that small chair? Quite low, apparently. We're nearly sitting on the floor. I like that. That's great. Good job. Well done, everyone, getting your waistband so low while still staying near that foot bar. Awesome control. All righty, let's go for another 3. Another 2. One more. And then keep your waistband low. Press the carriage in and out, in and out, in and out. You can do whatever you like with your hands. You can have them reaching forward. You could have them on your waistband, Or you could be doing prayer hands, like, oh my gosh, I just want to get through it. Whatever resonates with you. That's it. Can you get a little bit lower? Can you move that carriage a little bit quicker? Let's go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on up. If you'd like to take a moment there to have a little dance break, you can. Quite often people's dance moves involve this. So if that helps, please feel free. We're now going to add them together. So bringing the foot back up against the shoulder post, let's find that squat we did. So coming down, make yourself into a little ball, and then press the carriage away as you straighten your legs. You could straighten your arms as well. Find a star. Bring the carriage in, make yourself a little ball as you squat. Press the carriage out, straight legs, find your shooting star. Keep going. That's it. And see how far out you can press the carriage towards the pulleys. I love it because you're getting that carriage out really far, but you're also making it look like you want a massive hug. I'm really into that. I'll hug all of you too, with your consent. There we go. So I really enjoy doing some kind of lunge or squat in my class because it's a good way of just getting all your leg muscles working. But because I do it so often, sometimes we can just shift it a bit, make it fresh, like rather than facing towards the foot bar, turn and face side on. So even those clients of mine this morning who've been doing a lot of squats and lunges with me, they felt like they were doing something different. All right, we're going to go for another 4 shooting stars. Can you make them as big as possible? 3. That's it. Little ball. 2. Little ball. Last one. And come back in. Well done. Loved that. All righty. Let's take a moment to reward yourself with a little bit of mermaid, just as something nice after all that squatting. So you're welcome to sit on your haunches and then slide your bum off into a side saddle sit. Or if you prefer a Z sit, you can get that bottom leg, bring it out in front of you with your foot against your knee. Whatever's more comfortable for you in your sit. We'll go half to one spring. I've got one on. One hand is on the foot bar, other hand is on the headrest. As you press the carriage away, rainbow the top arm up and over towards the foot bar. Then bring the carriage in, hand can find the headrest, and we'll rainbow the other way. So hand finds foot bar, press the carriage out, and then hand finds headrest, go the other way. That's it. Let's go for another 2. Making big, beautiful rainbows with your arms like you know there's a pot of gold at the end. And then next time you bring the carriage in, you might like to bring both hands to the front corner, or for more twist, one hand to either corner. Press the carriage out, dip your t-shirt down towards the springs. Bring the carriage in, look up towards the ceiling. Press the carriage out, dip your t-shirt down towards the springs. Bring the carriage in, look up towards the ceiling in your twisted mermaid. Let's go for another 2 here. Beautiful work. And then when you're ready, bring the carriage back in. Alrighty. So before we were doing long stretch, where we were finding kind of that half plank shape, we're going to do the same thing, but side on. What? So the same kind of guidelines apply. We'll go half to one spring. One spring means it'll be a little bit more to press out, but it'll be easier to come back in. Half spring, easier to press away, little bit harder to come back in. So have a play around. Come up into a high kneel, hand on the foot bar. At any point, you can come down onto your forearm if you prefer. Pop your knees somewhere on the carriage that feels right for you today. And then press the carriage out towards the pulleys. Bring it all the way back into the stopper. Maybe you find a side bend through your t-shirt. Press the carriage away to the pulleys. Bring the carriage back into the stopper, maybe finding a side bend. And as you go, see how far out towards the pulleys you can get that carriage. Oh, beautiful. And everyone's got their waistbands pressed forward in that lovely diagonal line. I like it. If you'd like to start pressing away and adding in that mermaid arm, reaching up and over, you're more than welcome to. And then bringing the carriage back in, finding your pants. Press the carriage out, rainbow your arm up and over. Bring the carriage in, back to the pants. Lovely work. As you press the carriage out, can you keep your waistband in between your pants and t-shirt rather than letting it dip down to the springs? Oh, nice control. All righty, if you would like to move on to a different shape, press the carriage out, reach up. As you bring the carriage in, bring your arm underneath your other armpit, thread the needle like we did at the start. Press the carriage out, reach your arm to the ceiling. Bring the carriage in, reach your arm underneath your other arm into your thread the needle. Lovely. Maybe you press away a little bit further. Yeah, nice job. Let's go for 2 more. And then after your last one, bring the carriage in. All right, we're going to revisit the shape that we made at the start. So you're still in a high kneel, either hand or forearm down on the foot bar. From here, we're going to find our fire hydrants again. So do whatever you like with your free arm. Then start lifting one knee towards the ceiling, then bringing it back down to the carriage. Lift the knee to the ceiling, bring it back down to the carriage. Yeah, there we go. And maybe it feels a little bit different up in this high kneel, maybe not. But either way, see how high you can get that knee. It's a tall fire hydrant. So if you're going to pee on it properly, you really need to lift your knee high. That's it. Good work. If you would like to add on, you can try straightening your leg out and then reaching it to the ceiling. Just for funsies. Yeah, everyone looks like they're loving that option. Catherine looks overwhelmed with joy. Yeah, I can feel it. Let's go for another 3. Excellent work, everyone. Another 2. Last one. And then bring your leg back down. Well done. Let's find those rainbows again. So you can have your knee bent or you can have your legs straight. I don't mind. Bring your leg towards one side of the reformer and then rainbow it over to the other side. Rainbow back to the front. Rainbow to the back. That's it. Keep going, picking whichever option you want with your leg and maybe seeing if you can keep your leg a bit higher each time. Oh, that looks like fun. Can you lock out your bottom arm, the one that's connected to the foot bar? That's it. You've got it. Maybe you don't let your leg come as far down towards the floor as you go to either side. Oh, so nice. Let's go for 2 more. Last one. And then bring it back. Good work. All right, we're now going to add those 2 together because you know that we would, right? That's kind of the flavour for today. So either with your knee bent or legs straight, find your fire hydrant, then rainbow forward, rainbow back, find your fire hydrant and close. Let's go again. Find your fire hydrant, rainbow forward, rainbow back, find your fire hydrant and down. If you want to add in the arms, lift your arm as you fire hydrant, touch your knee in front as you reach forward, reach your arm overhead as you go back, and then find your start position. We're going to go for 2 more. Here we go. Reach, come forward, arch back, and back in and down. Last one, here we go. And reach. Come to the front. Reach to the back. And then come on down. Nice work. Take a moment, shake it out. We're going to do that again because everyone was like, I've never done anything I've wanted to do more before in my life. I saw that. You now have the option to add in the press away if you want it. So if you're coming with me into kind of like our star, as you find your fire hydrant, press the carriage out. Keep it out as you bring your leg forward. Bring your leg back as you reach overhead. And then carriage comes in as you bring the knee back down. Let's go again. Press out. Find your star. Keep it out as you reach forward. Reach back. And bring the carriage in. Keep it going. Press the carriage out. Reach to the side. Find your fire hydrant. Kick forward. Kick back. And bring that carriage all the way in. Oh, you're just taking all the layers today. Can we do 2 more? That's it. Look how high your leg is, Christy Lee. Amazing. Last one. Really good coordination, everybody. Beautiful. Yes, Erica, look at that top arm go. Well done. Shake it out. And now with the class that I was working with, we got to the layer of bent knee doing rainbows. And then we added a press out, and that's where we kind of left it for the day. You all nailed a beautiful star there on your knees. Very nice. Let's now come back to our long stretch series. Yeah, I haven't forgotten about it. When you're ready, I'm going to get you to kneel on the carriage facing towards your foot bar. 1 to 2 springs, whatever you had before for your long stretch series. And then when you're ready, bring your waistband forward, find that diagonal line, press the carriage out to the pulleys, bring the carriage back to the stopper. Press the carriage out to the pulleys, bring it back to the stopper. If you would like to come up onto your toes, you are more than welcome to. Please don't let me dim your shine. Bailey's like, thank you, Em. That's all I wanted to do. Beautiful. Can you keep that diagonal shape through your body as you press the carriage out and in? Good work. So Bailey, can you bring your hips a bit lower? Pause there. Can you maintain that shape as you bring the carriage in and out? Yeah, good work, honey. Excellent job, everyone. All right, your next layer, as you bring the carriage into the stopper, you can find a push-up, lowering your T-shirt to the foot bar, then pressing back up and carriage out to the pulleys. Carriage into the stopper, push-up, carriage back out to the pulleys. You've got it. See if you can keep the carriage still as you find your push-up, T-shirt towards the foot bar. And you have the option of coming down onto your knees or going up onto your toes at any point. Good work. Now you're more than welcome to keep flowing, pressing the carriage out, bringing the carriage in, pushing up, or you can come with me and we'll aim towards 10 push-ups. Find what works for you today. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, good work getting your T-shirts low. 8, 9, 10. Excellent job. Let your knees come down. Shake it out. Well done, my dears. Let's revisit down stretch. When you're ready, hands are on the foot bar. Bring your waistband forward to the foot bar. Look up towards the ceiling. Press the carriage out towards the pulleys, maintaining that J curve. Bring the carriage back to the stoppers. Press the carriage out. Bring the carriage in. Showing me your best banana impression. You're such a good bunch of bananas that if you were for sale at the supermarket, I'd definitely buy you. Alrighty, now you can keep going here, focusing on getting your waistband as close to the foot bar as possible. If you would like to add on, maybe as you bring the carriage into the stopper, you lift one arm up towards the ceiling, find a bit more back bend, then hand returns to the foot bar, press the carriage out. Bring the carriage in, raise the other arm to the ceiling, find the foot bar, bring the carriage out. Carriage in, one arm to the ceiling, then back down, carriage out. And as you bring that arm overhead, look up past your fingertips. Make as much J curve as you can today. Yeah, there we go. Can you keep looking up to the ceiling as you press the carriage to the pulleys? Let's go for another 3. Another 2. Last 1. And then bring the carriage in. Nice job. All right, we're going to go into up stretch, which is like long stretch and down stretch had a baby. So we can start down on our knees if you'd like. Rounding the back of our t-shirt as much as possible, looking back towards your belly button. You're in angry cat. Press the carriage out to the pulleys. Find your long stretch. As you bring the carriage in, waistband towards the foot bar, J curve. Hold that J curve as you press the carriage back to the pulleys. Then find that C curve, angry cat, as you bring the carriage to the stopper. So again, press the carriage out, find your long stretch, bring the carriage in, find your J curve back out to long stretch, then bring the carriage back in, C curve into an angry cat. Keep it going. And each time you bring the carriage in, see if you can get your waistband a little closer to the foot bar. If you would like to come up onto your toes for this exercise, you're more than welcome to. Still finding that angry C at the start and end. Nice job, everyone. Good work. And lovely straight arms, team, especially as you bring the carriage into the stopper. Let's go for another 2. Let's go for another 1. And then bring the carriage all the way in. Let your knees come down. Alrighty, we're revisiting knee stretches. Fun times. So round your back as much as possible to the ceiling. Find your C curve. Keep your t-shirt still, arms long, as you kick the carriage behind you and then draw it back with your knees. Kick the carriage to the pulleys, draw it back with your knees. Kick out, back in. Kick out, back in. And try to make as much C curve as possible when you're bringing that carriage back in. C curve, more, 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 more. Yeah, there we go. Now you're the angriest looking cats I've ever seen. That's a good thing. Can you go quicker? Can you keep your arms straight? For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look at the ceiling, stick out your bum, find an arched back, keep going, carriage in and out, knee stretches, arched back, bum poking out to the wall behind you. That's it. Can you keep looking up? Can you keep your head away from the foot bar, bum to the wall behind you the whole time? That's it. So Eve, pause out there, keep your t-shirt still, drag the carriage under with your legs, then press the carriage back out. Yeah, there we go. And pick up the speed, my dears, you've got it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, all of you. Okay, shake it out. We've got one last thing here for our knee stretch series. We're going back to our round back. You have the option now, if you want to come with me, to lift the knees off the carriage. I'd recommend popping another half spring on to give you a little bit more support if you're taking your knees off. Staying light means you have to do more work to keep yourself lifted. When you're ready, hands back on the foot bar, round your back. We're going to be kicking the carriage in and out. If you want to come with me to knees off, float your knees off the carriage, press the carriage to the pulleys, bend your knees back in. Press the carriage to the pulleys, bend back in. That's it. Good work. Oh, and you're going so quick. Ali, look how fast you are going. Erica, look how low your knees are. Well done, everyone. Can you keep your bum back towards the wall so that your t-shirt stays still? That's it. Good work, Eve. Good work, Liz. You've got it. We're going to go for another 10 seconds as fast as you can. 10, 9. Good pace, Jade. 8, 7. Christy Lee, you are so low. 5, 4. Go, Bailey. 3, 2, and 1. Come on in. Take a moment. Kneel down on the carriage. Interlock your hands behind your head. Curl down into a little C curve. And then open your elbows to the wall behind you. Look up to the ceiling. Curl down into a little C curve. And then open back up towards the ceiling. Taking a moment to have a little kneeling cat stretch. Those were beautiful knee stretches with knees off. And I even gave you the option of having knees down and everyone was like, nah, I want it. Well done, because I wouldn't have. Let's do one more. And then let's get set up for our lunging series facing towards the reformer. So you can stay on 1 to 2 springs. The heavier your springs, the heavier it's going to be to press away. Face towards your reformer. You'll be facing away from me, but I'll face towards the camera in case you need to see me. One foot is next to the foot bar. The other foot is up against the shoulder post. When you're ready, straight legs, press the carriage out. Straight legs, bring the carriage in. Straight legs, press the carriage out. Straight legs, bring the carriage in. Finding your side splits. You can start adding in the arms when you're ready, pressing the carriage away, reaching your arms out long to either wall, making a beautiful star, and then bringing the carriage back in, hands to pants. That foot bar is there if you ever want it. You can hover your fingertips over it and not press out as far, or you can press out as far as you want, seeing if you can make both legs straight. Let's go for another 4, maybe kissing the end of your reformer with your carriage. Another 3. Last 2. Last 1. And then bring it all the way back in. Nice job. Let's take it into our Cossack squats. So now you're going to keep your waistband by the foot bar, squat down, press the carriage away with a straight leg. Bring the carriage back to the stopper as you stand up. Squat down, press the carriage away with a straight leg. Bring the carriage back to the stopper as you stand up. If you'd like to reach your arms out in front of you as you squat down, you are more than welcome to. Seeing how low you can go, like we're playing a really weird game of limbo. Nice work. Can we get a little bit lower? Yes, you can. Excellent job. We're going to do another 3. Then you're going to hold down in that squat and we'll press the carriage in and out. 3, 2, last 1. Hold down, press the carriage away, bring the carriage in. Press the carriage away, bring the carriage in. That's it. And you can start pressing it away from you really hard, like it's personally offended you if you want. Let's go for 10, 9. Liz, that speed is amazing. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Come on up. Take a moment. Do your little dance if you need. Your little dance might just be this. Shake the butt, shake the butt, shake the butt. Excellent work. All righty. Let's come into our shooting stars. So 1 foot by the foot bar, other foot up against the shoulder posts. Squat down, make a little ball. Press the carriage out, straighten both legs, arm can come wide into your star. Squat down into a little ball. Reach out long, straight arms, find your star. That's it. And you can always move that foot that's close to the foot bar towards the end of your reformer to get a little bit more range if you need it. You are making beautiful shooting stars there. Let's go for another 6. Another 5. It looks like everyone's about to do the YMCA. I'm really into it. Another 4. Do we do that? Next time. 3. Last 2. Last 1. Well done. Excellent job, everybody. Bring the carriage in. All right, let's go into our mermaid on the other side. So half to 1 spring. 1 spring is a nice place to be, but you can go lighter if you need. Coming into your side saddle or your Z sit, 1 hand on the foot bar, press the carriage away, other arm rainbows up and over. Bring the carriage to the stopper, hand to the headrest, rainbow the other way. That's it. And maybe you reach a little bit further in either direction with that top arm. It looks like you're all waving at someone I can't see. I'm feeling a little bit left out. That's okay. I'll get over it. Do 1 more here. And then if you would like to, you can bring both hands to the foot bar, either on the front corner or either corner. Press the carriage away, dip your t-shirt down to the springs. Bring the carriage in, lift your t-shirt and your gaze to the ceiling. Press the carriage away, dip your t-shirt down to the springs. Bring your carriage in, look up towards the ceiling. Good work. Let's go for another 3. Seeing if you can keep your arms as straight as possible. Another 2. Your upper legs. Another 1, and then bring the carriage in. Good work. Come up into your high kneel to go into that kind of half side support position. 1 hand is on the foot bar, other hand's by the side of your pants. 1 spring will give you more support, half a spring will give you less support. So pick your spice. Press the carriage towards the pulleys, keeping that kind of plank shape. Bring the carriage back in towards the stopper, maybe finding a side bend through your t-shirt. Press the carriage away to the pulleys. Bring the carriage back into the stopper. If you'd like to add in with the top arm, you can. Pressing the carriage out, reaching the top arm up and overhead. Then bringing the carriage back in, hand to pants. Pressing the carriage away to the pulleys, arm overhead. Bring the carriage back in, hands to pants. You can keep going here, focusing on pressing the carriage out and in. If you would like to go into your thread the needle, reach your arm out towards the pulleys as you press the carriage out long. Then as you bring the carriage in, dive that top arm underneath your other sleeve. Open up, press the carriage out. Bring the carriage in, dive underneath your other sleeve. That's it. And maybe you press the carriage out a little bit further each time. Maybe you find that you can press the foot bar away a little bit more. Let's go for 1 more. Well done. And then bring the carriage into the stoppers. Take a moment, shake it out if you need. We're going to go back into our fire hydrants. So you can be up on your hand or down on your forearm on the foot bar. When you're ready, start lifting 1 knee out towards the ceiling and then bring it back to the carriage. Lift that knee up towards the ceiling and back to the carriage. If you were enjoying doing it with a straight leg, you're more than welcome to. Beautiful work. Seeing how high we can get that leg. Ooh, nice job. And you're not facing towards me, so you can make faces if you want, and I can't see them. All I can see is the beautiful work of your leg going up high. Nice job. Let's go for another 3, 2, last one. And then bring your leg back down. Feel free to shake it out. We'll go into our rainbows. So you can have a bent knee or a straight leg. Bring your knee or leg to the front of the reformer. Then rainbow it up and over to the back of the reformer. Rainbow it to the front. Rainbow it to the back. That's it. Keep going. And maybe you bring the leg a little bit higher each time. Maybe you're swearing internally. I wouldn't know you're on mute. And I wouldn't know if it was internal anyway. Let's go for another 4. You've got it. Another 3. Last 2. Last 1. Well done. Okay. You can stick with either option, the fire hydrants or the rainbow, or we can bring them together. So when you're ready, start lifting your knee towards the ceiling, then bring it forward in front of you, then to the wall behind, then find your fire hydrant position, let your knee come back to the carriage. Open your fire hydrant, bring your leg forward to the wall in front of you, to the wall behind you, back to the side, down to the carriage. If you'd like to add in the arms, they follow what your leg's doing. So as you lift your leg, you lift your arm overhead, leg comes forward, arm comes forward, leg goes back, arm reaches overhead, and then back down to the pants. You've got the option to start moving the carriage out as you lift the leg if you want it. We're going to go for another 6. Here we go. If you'd like to lift your leg and press your carriage out, you can. Reaching forward and back, and then bringing the carriage in. Last 5. You're doing really well here, and this is the last of the arm work. Nice job. Last 4. Last 3. And then we're doing feet in straps, and you get to lie down. Last 2. And final 1. Here you go. Well done. Excellent job. Bring the carriage in, shake it out. So good, everybody. Excellent work. Let's start bringing it back down a little bit now by coming into some feet and straps. Feel free to grab a drink of water if you need. And then about 2 springs. If you like a little bit more tension on your straps, you can go 2.5. That might help you with something like short spine. And then when you're ready, lie on your back, head on the headrest. Now you can get into the straps whatever way you like. How I like to get into the straps with my beginners is pop my feet on the foot bar, press the carriage out, one knee towards your t-shirt as you pop a strap over the foot, press into that strap, tuck your other knee to your t-shirt, and find the strap over your foot. Let's reach both legs out long, feet together. And when you're ready, you can start lifting your straps towards the ceiling and then back down towards the foot bar. Straps towards the ceiling, back down towards the foot bar. And if you find that your waistband lifts off of the carriage, that's totally fine. You can let it find a little bit of a lift if you'd like. Or if you'd like to focus more on a stretch through your legs, you could try keeping your waistband down on the carriage. See what kind of sensation works better for you today. Let's go for another 2. Another 1. And then next time you lower your legs down towards the foot bar, pause for a moment. Heels are still together, toes apart. Bend your knees, let your legs make a diamond, straps towards your t-shirt. Then press the straps back out over the foot bar. Straps towards your t-shirt, make a diamond with your legs. Then press back over the foot bar. Coming into our frog press. Can you squeeze those heels together the whole time? Nice work. Alrighty, let's go for another 4. Then we're going to add those 2 moves together. Another 3. Another 2. Last one. Then reach your legs out long over the foot bar. Pause. Straight legs up to the ceiling. Bend your knees into a diamond, straps towards your t-shirt. Then press your feet back over the foot bar. Lift your straps to the ceiling. Bend your knees into a diamond. Press your straps back over the foot bar. And some of you know where I'm going with this. We're going towards short spine if you want it. So you can keep going here with this movement, waistband on the carriage. Or maybe next time you lift your straps up towards the ceiling, you keep lifting, bum lifts off the carriage, straps up and overhead. And then bring the straps towards you, legs in a diamond, roll down the back of your t-shirt, press the straps back over the foot bar. So lift up and over, let your straps pull you overhead, find your diamond with your pants, roll down the back of your t-shirt, press those straps away over the foot bar. And if you are going overhead today, see if you can keep tension on your straps the whole time, which might mean you need to lift up a little bit higher as you go overhead. Let's go for one more. And then next time you come down to the carriage, press your legs out long, pause. We'll finish off with some circles. Lifting the straps towards the ceiling, then separating your straps wide to the walls, sweeping them back together over the foot bar. Lift your straps to the ceiling, separate them to the walls, back over the foot bar. You can play with trying to glue the back of your waistband onto that carriage if you would like. Let's go for another 2 in this direction. And then you can reverse. Pressing the straps down towards the foot bar and then opening out to the side walls, back up to the ceiling. Make those circles as big as you would like to. Let's go for another 3. Another 2. And last one. Well done. Come out of the straps however you like. I always like to end with feet and straps, especially if I've got beginners, just so they can find something that just feels really nice to move around, have a bit more kind of mobility play. And then when you're ready, sit on up on your carriage, facing towards me. Let's bring our hands behind our waistband. You can hold hands or interlock fingers, whatever feels right for you today. Press your hands down towards the carriage. Inflate the front of your t-shirt up towards the ceiling. Look up, check for cobwebs. And then release, interlock your fingers in front of your t-shirt. Press your palms away to the wall in front of you. Look down at your belly button, check for lint. Then lift your hands up towards the ceiling, grow tall. Wear your shoulders as earrings. Drop the shoulders away. Hands on either side of your head. Most important part, we jazz hands. Well done, everybody. All righty, my dears, come on over. Oh, no worries, Bailey.
Emily.
Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh, look at Ali's dog. So there were some things that I was playing with, having some new beginners come into my class this morning in terms of, okay, they've gotten a bit of an idea of pressing the foot bar away. Let's explore that in different positions. You're all quite strong, so we could start taking it further into more of a star shape, which was wonderful. Oh, no worries. That's totally fine. So going back over something that you've done before can help them kind of practice that shape, and you can still keep it fresh by adding just another detail. So something like long stretch, they've done it before, it's familiar, and then maybe you add a push-up. Same with something like down stretch. They're getting into more of that shape, understanding that it's okay to come into a back bend. For the people who have done it before, they can start taking an arm off, finding more of a back bend. So this is kind of a bit of my go-to when I'm thinking about programming on the fly, is what's some of the things that they're going to encounter a lot. Long stretch series, that clusters well with knee stretches. And when it comes to doing kind of those lunges and squats, if they've got one foot on the ground, it's probably going to be a bit more accessible than standing up on the reformer. Does anyone have any questions at all? Oh, beautiful, Liz. Glad you enjoyed Star.
I'm just wondering, like, I loved the star progression, but do you think for some beginners that would be difficult?
Yeah, definitely. Which is why with like the beginners I had this morning, we got to the point of we were doing the rainbows and they were doing it beautifully. And they were even adding in some arms. And then we started playing with pressing out, not on two strings, too hard, pressing out and finding a fire hydrant.
Okay.
And that's where we got today.
Yep.
All of you were looking quite good there and you kept it going. I had some other people, because this is an open level class I was doing this morning. I just had a lot of beginners. So for those who wanted it, they started playing with pressing out and coming forward and back. But in terms of, is that full star progression something I would just give beginners? There's a lot going on there, right? There's a lot of coordination. You got to try and hold it out the whole time. So we can start working towards it and they can kind of become familiar with the shapes. But yeah, maybe it's a little bit much to expect going to the whole thing. So we don't have to expect that we'll get there. It's like, this is somewhere we can go. But if at any point it's like, oh, this is challenging for everyone, cool, we leave it here. We know we can go there in the future.
Okay, thank you.
Good question, Jade. Does anyone else have any questions at all for me? All good? Well done today. Thank you for your hard work. It was lovely to see. If you do have any other questions, feel free to DM me on Slack. But other than that, go enjoy your day.
Thanks, Emily.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.